The last one is basically the balance sheet of the business organization. What is a balance sheet?
सर हमें ये बताती है हमारी एसेट लायबिलिटीज और इक्विटी के बारे में, बेसिकली
Okay.
बिजनेस की पोजीशन के बारे में।
Very right. It tells us basically the statement tells us about the financial performance of the business organization in terms of the profit and loss, whereas the balance sheet tells us about the financial position of the business organization. Financial position in terms of what a company owns and what it owes to the owners and the lenders of the business organization. When we talk about that, what a company owns, it basically refers to the assets of the business organization, things of value owned and possessed by the business organization. And what a company owes means this refers to the liabilities and owner's equity of the business organization. So these are basically the components of the balance sheet. Okay, what a company owns and what a company owes to the outsiders and to the owners of the business organization. In short, we can say that a balance sheet is a snapshot of the business organization. In a quick look, you want to have an idea about the total worth of the business organization. You can simply refer to the balance sheet, and from where you can find out that what is the total worth of this particular business organization. And the notes to accounts, notes basically comprises of the detailed information regarding the business organization. It tells us about the accounting methods and the policies basically used within the business organization. Accounting method means that for inventory valuation, whether the business organization has used the first in, first out FIFO method, or it has used last in, first out LIFO method, or it has used average inventory method, or any other valuation method for recording the inventory of the business organization. In the same way, it will tell us that which type of the depreciation methods are basically being used on which types of the asset class of the fixed assets of the business organization. So the different methods that are being used within the business organization and the different policies that are applicable to the business organization are presented into the notes to account. Then greater detail of the summarized figures. In the income statement, you may have just the information of interest expense, but the detailed information of that interest expense will be provided into the notes to accounts. For example, the different types of the loans that you have taken. On these different types of the loans, the different types of different rates of the interest that you are going to pay, the loan arrangements that you have. For example, in certain cases, you may have taken the loan on floating rate of interest, which keeps on changing according to the market interest rate, or it could be the fixed interest rate, which remains same throughout the loan period. So how much of the interest is to be paid on each type of the loan or each type of the debt, and what will be the total amount of that interest expense and how it is being calculated, that detailed information will be given into the notes to accounts. Likewise, the information regarding the depreciation expense. In the income statement, you may have only one account that represents the depreciation expense, but there are different items or different assets in the business organization. There are different methods of the depreciation that may be applicable on different types of the assets. So how the depreciation expense is being calculated, what is the total value of the asset, how much of the total revaluation has been incurred on those particular asset, what is the impairment on that particular asset, and at the end of the day, how we have calculated the total amount, the depreciation, that detail, the complete detail will be given into the notes to accounts. The statutory disclosures, the different requirements in the business organization, basically the full disclosure principle specifies that all the information regarding the business organization has to be disclosed in the books of accounts. So in the annual reports, the important information regarding the business organization is basically presented in all the notes to accounts. All the information regarding the different aspects that have been mentioned in the different financial statements is basically disclosed in the notes to accounts. Then the changes in accounting policies or impact. For example, the managers of the business organization have this liberty that they can change the inventory valuation method in any particular year, whatever they deem appropriate, or they can change the depreciation method which they were previously using. Although the consistency principle says that whatsoever method that has been adopted by the business organization should be consistently followed. But in any year, if the company feels that this method is not appropriate and they want to change that method, for example, previously the company was using the straight line method of depreciation, but in this year, they have switched to the declining or double declining method of depreciation. That change in accounting policy would be reflected in the notes to accounts. And not only the change in accounting policy, but also its financial impact would also be disclosed. That if the company would have kept on using the straight line method of depreciation, what would have been the total depreciation expense? What would have been its impact on the profit or loss of the business organization? And by changing this policy, by switching to the declining or double declining balance method, what total financial impact it will have on the income statement of the business organization, that will also be mentioned. But most of the time, the users of the financial statement basically don't pay attention to the notes to account. And despite of the fact that the relevant information or relevant disclosures are given there, they remain unaware about it, or they do not pay attention to it, which can create problems for themselves. So for in a particular year, the company has changed a particular method regarding the valuation of the particular assets. And because of that change, there is a significant impact in the profit of the business organization. And because of the higher profit, someone has made investment into the business organization without realizing that this profit may not be recurring, so it can damage the investment or it can harm the investment of that particular person. But it's the basically negligence of the user of the financial information. The full disclosure was given, so it was their responsibility that they should have read it, and they should have basically acted upon the information that has been given. Same kind of the situation happens normally when we go to the bank and we are looking forward to open a bank account. All the information regarding the different policies, different terms and conditions regarding the account holder is presented in the, are mentioned in the account opening form. उसके एंड पे 3-4 पेजेस की जो है ना वो टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन मेंशन होती हैं, जो तकरीबन 8-9 फॉन्ट साइज के अंदर मेंशन होती हैं. But we hardly bother to read them जो है ना उसमें. Any one of you who has ever read those terms and condition? किसी ने पढ़ी हो जब वो बैंक अकाउंट जो है ना ओपन करवाने के लिए गए हो, कभी हुआ है?
नो
नहीं
सर,
सर, पढ़ी नहीं है
सर नहीं हुआ।
सर जी पढ़ी हुई हैं,
पढ़ी है सर,
खुद बैंकर हैं सर हम।
अच्छा, नहीं वो तो बैंकर तो पढ़ते हैं, उनको तो जाहिर सी बात है जो है ना वो पढ़नी पड़ती है, उनकी तो जॉब की जो है ना वो रिक्वायरमेंट है. लेकिन नॉर्मली एज अकाउंट होल्डर कितने लोग जो है ना वो टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन जो है ना रीड करते हैं?
सर मैं खुद अकाउंट ओपन करती हूँ लेकिन कस्टमर बॉदर ही नहीं करते और वो बस साइन करते हैं देखे बगैर, उन्हें ये भी नहीं पता होता साइन कहाँ कर रहे हैं.
बल्कि ज्यादा
अच्छी बात है, कोई भी नहीं पढ़ता.
अच्छा बैंक उसको कंसिडर किया जाता है, या अच्छी सर्विसेज उस बैंक की कंसिडर की जाती हैं जहां पे जो अकाउंट ओपनिंग ऑफिसर होते हैं वो आपका फॉर्म भी सारा का सारा फिल करके आपको सिर्फ ये कहते हैं कि यहाँ पे प्लीज आप क्या करें, साइन कर दें. ऐसी बात होती है ना?
हाँ सर, ऐसा ही है बिल्कुल.
वो
और सबसे बेहतर वो तो समझा जाता है जो आपके ऑफिस आ जाए.
ऑफिस आ जाए, जितना ज्यादा आपको कन्वीनियंस प्रोवाइड करेगा उतना जो है ना करेंगे. नॉर्मल रूटीन के अंदर जो है ना, वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द कॉर्पोरेट अकाउंट्स, वी आर जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द नॉर्मल अकाउंट्स व्हिच आर ओपन बाय द इंडिविजुअल्स. तो बाय एंड लार्ज द सेम थिंग हैपेंस with the users of the financial information, that despite of the fact that all the information is basically mentioned in the financial statements, their notes to accounts, but we hardly bother to read those information, or we go into the details. Some people do, and they do it well, Jonas, because they have to do it, because they want to have the detailed information. They want to have the fundamental analysis. They can do it with the information that is provided in the annual reports. But most of the time, it is rarely done by the people. And the details of the off the balance sheet items, if any, Jonas, ये क्या होते हैं जी off the balance sheet items?
सर जो बैलेंस शीट में नहीं आते.
जी वेरी राइट, जो बैलेंस शीट में प्रेजेंट नहीं होते. कोई एग्जांपल?
सर जैसे कोई
जैसे
लॉस वगैरह हो जाता है,
liability होगी
एक्सीडेंट
सर,
वगैरह हो जाता है, उसकी डिटेल्स हम लोग नोट्स में जो है वो एंड
contingent
ऑफ द
liability सर,
फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट वहां पे देते हैं।
ठीक है, तो वो जो लॉस है दैट वुड बी रिफ्लेक्टेड इन द करंट ईयर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट और द इनकम स्टेटमेंट, इजंट इट सो?
सर उसकी डिटेल्स जो होती हैं वो
डिटेल्स तो बिल्कुल होती हैं बट दे
फिर
आर
डेफर्ड टैक्स होता है ऐसे, जैसे डेफर्ड टैक्स वगैरह होते हैं।
contingent liabilities की एक example है सर,
जी, वेरी राइट,
bank balance।
very right. One of the example is basically
loans sir.
contingent liability. Loans are basically mentioned in the annual report. देखें, एक तो है detail, that is rightly said जो है ना, the detail of all those loans will be mentioned in the notes to accounts. वो तो बिल्कुल ठीक है. These are mentioned that these are off the balance sheet items, means these are the items which are not reflected in the balance sheet of the business organization, but their detail is mentioned in the notes to accounts. आप में से किसी ने अभी बोला था contingent liabilities का, जी बताएंगे क्या होती हैं contingent liabilities?
यस सर, जो किसी इवेंट पर हैपन होती हैं सर,
Very
मिसाल के
right.
तौर पर जिस तरह कोई गारंटी हो गई, कोई केस अगर लगा हुआ है कोर्ट में,
ठीक है,
ये इसकी एग्जांपल है।
ठीक है, बिल्कुल
हैपनिंग और नॉन हैपनिंग ऑफ द इवेंट पे अगर कोई जो
ठीक है,
है वो लाइबिलिटी हमें अगर करनी पड़े।
very right. The liability which may or may not become the liability of the business organization, it basically depends on the happening of a certain event. For example, ऐसा हुआ कि आपने कुछ एम्प्लॉइज को जो है वो टर्मिनेट कर दिया बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से ड्यू टू एनी रीजन, डिसिप्लिन कोई रीजन था या किसी वजह से, उन्होंने जाके क्या किया, कोर्ट में आपके अगेंस्ट जो है वो केस कर दिया और उस केस के में उन्होंने ये स्पेसिफाई कर दिया कि ये बेनिफिट्स भी हमारे एक्रूड हैं, ये कंपनी ने जो है ना वो पे करने हैं और हमें ले ऑफ भी कर दिया और हमारे ये बेनिफिट्स जो हैं इनको भी जो है वो पे ऑफ नहीं कर रहे जो है ना उसमें। अब ये कोर्ट में केस जो है वो चल रहा है, अगर वो केस जो है वो एम्प्लॉइज की फेवर में आ जाता है तो ऑब्वियसली बात है जो एक्सपेक्टेड बेनिफिट्स हैं, जो एक्रूड बेनिफिट्स हैं, वो आपको क्या करने पड़ेंगे, देने पड़ेंगे जो है ना उसमें। तो इन दैट सिचुएशन इट वुड बिकम लायबिलिटी ऑफ योर बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बट इफ द डिसीजन कम्स इन फेवर ऑफ योर बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन तो उस सूरत में दैट इज नॉट द लायबिलिटी ऑफ योर बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। सो सच काइंड ऑफ द
फिर कॉन्ट्रा एसेट बन जाएगा,
would be considered as contingent liability of the business organization। क्यों इसको जो है ना वो लाइबिलिटी के तौर पे नहीं शो कर रहे, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट अ लाइबिलिटी ऑफ योर बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन येट, ठीक है, अभी वो आपके ऊपर पेएबल नहीं है। लेकिन अगर इसका डिस्क्लोजर नहीं देते और फ्यूचर में कोई मटेरियल अमाउंट आपके ऊपर जो है ना वो लायबल हो जाती है पे करने की, तो दैट कैन डैमेज द फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन ऑफ द बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, देयरफॉर द डिस्क्लोजर इज रिक्वायर्ड। So despite of the fact that it is not the current liability of the business organization, means currently it is not the liability of the business organization, but in future it may become the liability and it may damage the financial position of the business organization. So in that situation, its disclosure is required. So in this situation, that despite of the fact that that asset is, that liability is not the liability of the business organization, but still it will be reported in the notes to accounts. In the same way, let's
क्या
suppose जी
सर कंपनीज क्या एक्सपेक्टेड अमाउंट अपने पास राइट ऑफ करके रखती हैं या जस्ट रिकॉर्ड में रखती हैं, ये बात?
नहीं, उसके जो है कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि प्रोविजन क्रिएट की हो या उसको राइट ऑफ तो नहीं करना जो है ना, क्योंकि अभी तक जो है ना वो तो आपके ऊपर एप्लीकेबल ही नहीं हुई जो है ना उसमें। लेकिन इसका डिस्क्लोजर इस वजह से रिक्वायर्ड है कि आपके जो फाइनेंशियल एनालिस्ट है उन्होंने डेट टू इक्विटी रेशियो कैलकुलेट की हुई है। अब डेट टू इक्विटी रेशियो के अंदर उन्होंने आपकी जो लाइबिलिटीज हैं उनको लिया हुआ है, लेट्स सपोज टोटल लाइबिलिटीज टू इक्विटी रेशियो कैलकुलेट की है, उस टोटल लाइबिलिटीज के अंदर कॉन्टीजेंट लाइबिलिटी का पार्ट नहीं है, तो वो तो एक डिफरेंट डिस्क्लोजर दे रहा है जो है ना उसमें। बट लेटर ऑन अगर एक सिग्निफिकेंट अमाउंट जो है वो आपकी लाइबिलिटी का पार्ट बन जाती है, तो वो जो सारी एनालिस्ट फोरकास्ट हैं जो उनकी आपकी प्रिडिक्शन है रिगार्डिंग डेट पेइंग एबिलिटी या क्रेडिटर की जो इन्फॉर्मेशन थी रिगार्डिंग द रीपेमेंट ऑफ द लोन, वो तो ऑल टुगेदर चेंज हो जाएगा। So they must be given this information कि despite of the fact that currently it is not the liability of your business organization, but due to this incident it may become, and if it becomes the liability of the business organization, maybe the situation would turn around and the company won't be able to pay off the loans. So उस situation में they should be aware of this thing, that if this liability becomes if this amount becomes the liability of the business organization, then what impact it could have on the financial position of the business organization. ठीक है। लाइकवाइज लेट्स सपोज हम
जी,
एसेट्स को क्या
जी
करते
सर।
हैं, डेप्रिशिएट करते हैं। तो वी कीप ऑन डेप्रिशिएटिंग देम, लेट्स सपोज इफ देयर बुक वैल्यू बिकम्स जीरो, तो एसेट्स फिर कहाँ जाएंगे?
सर क्वेश्चन रिपीट कर लें।
लाइबिलिटीज में
For example, if you have purchased an asset, let's take a simple example. Okay, let's suppose we have acquired an asset for, let's suppose, 100,000, and its useful life was, for instance, 5 years. So it means we assume that there is no residual value or scrap value. So it means that at the end of 5 years, after depreciating that asset, let's suppose we are depreciating it on straight line method. So every year we depreciated it by 20,000. So at the end of the fifth year, the 100,000 amount was all depreciated, and now the book value of the asset is zero. But the asset is still useful for the business organization. You can use it. That machinery is useful to produce different kind of the products that can be sold, and you can earn revenue out of it. So what you will do with that asset?
we'll convert it into a market value. Maybe we put it at let's say 100,000 5 years back. Now after 5 years, depreciated amount is zero. But after that time period of time, that machinery would be of 200,000 of the market value in that very situation.
Okay, one possible way out.
Sir, revaluing the
Yes, rightly said. In other words, I was going to say the same thing, that we can go for the revaluation of the asset. You can reassess the value of the asset, and still, if it is useful for the remaining useful life, you will estimate the total value, and by that revalued amount, you will record it on the balance sheet of the business organization. But there is also another possibility. Instead of recording it on the revalued amount, you may record it on the zero, you can say the book value. In that situation, that zero book value asset will have no place in the balance sheet. ऐसे ही है ना, जब उसकी वैल्यू जीरो होगी तो फिर बैलेंस शीट पे तो रिकॉर्ड ही नहीं होगा. But still it is contributing to the revenues of the business organization. In that situation, it would become an off the balance sheet item. You would be you would be amazed to know there's an interesting information that it is a regular practice in UK that their airline industry basically carries on the same practice for their aircrafts. Normally, unki jo useful life hai, that is basically calculated on the basis of number of hours the aircrafts had basically flown. जो है ना. So in that situation, if their useful life has ended, जो है ना, in that situation, its book value would be zero. They haven't revalued that particular asset, but they are using it for the flight operations. They are earning revenue for the business organization. In that situation, if this is the situation where the asset is having zero book value and you haven't revalued that particular asset, in that situation, it would be recorded as off the balance sheet item. It is possible. And that disclosure of that of the balance sheet asset would be given in the notes to accounts. Okay, Ji, then moving forward. Normally, there are certain characteristics of the financial statements. One is the clear and understandable. Clear and understandable means that whosoever basically uses these financial statements, all the information that is presented there is very clear and it is very understandable. Despite of the fact that these are some of the main characteristics of the financial statement, most of the time, these characteristics are basically not met. And especially in case the people who are familiar with the or deals with these financial statements, in case of the group accounts or consolidated financial statements, which normally happens in most of the European countries, that only consolidated accounts are presented. So the company has subsidiaries, and then subsidiaries have sub-subsidiaries, and those sub-subsidiaries may have certain associate companies or subsidiary companies, and only disclosure of the consolidated information is given. So one can imagine that how clear and understandable that information could be, that having a complex matrix organization and the information is only presented of the consolidated accounts, the consolidated account won't be too much clear and understandable, and it won't be reflecting the all the operations that are being taken on within the into consideration within the business organization. These are reliable and honest. Reliable and honest means that no frauds have occurred while preparing the financial statement of the business organization, despite the fact that auditors endorse that these financial statements are unqualified. There is no material mistake or error that has been incurred while preparing these financial statements. But still, it's a fact that a lot of the financial scandals comprising of billions of the losses have taken place in this world. ये जो Enron, WorldCom, Tyco वगैरह की हम बात कर रहे होते हैं, तो ये सारी की सारी वो firms थी which have been audited by specialized chartered accountant firms. Their accounts have been endorsed, but still huge financial scandals or scams. नो विंडो ड्रेसिंग और क्रिएटिव अकाउंटिंग. क्या होती है जी ये विंडो ड्रेसिंग?
कंपनी में मौजूद ही ना हो और आप उसको शो कर रहे हैं, लाइक रिजर्व्स शो करना.
नो,
लाइक सर कि जैसे आपके अकाउंट रिसीवेबल हैं उनको अच्छा शो करना और बैड डेट्स के अकाउंट्स को कम शो करना ताकि आप पोजीशन अच्छी शो कर सको बिजनेस.
सर लॉस को कम शो करना.
सिंपल मैनिपुलेशन ऑफ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स जो मतलब आप तब्दीली करते हैं फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स.
ठीक है. नो विंडो ड्रेसिंग. विंडो ड्रेसिंग बेसिकली मींस that you show a better picture of your business organization that than what actually in reality it is. जो आपकी सिचुएशन है उससे आप क्या कर रहे होते हैं उसको बेहतर शो कर रहे होते हैं. That is a kind of the window dressing. नॉर्मली होता है ना जो शादी के ऊपर जो है ना वो दूल्हा और दुल्हन ब्यूटी.
सर विंडो ड्रेसिंग बेसिकली मिसलीडिंग प्रेजेंटेशन किसी भी चीज की जो होती है.
जी, मिसलीडिंग प्रेजेंटेशन, बिल्कुल सही आपने वर्ड यूज किए. मैं भी एग्जांपल देने लगा था, माइंड मत कीजिएगा कि जैसे शादी से पहले बहुत सारे जो है ना दूल्हा और दुल्हन जो है ना वो ब्यूटी पार्लर जाते हैं जो है ना उसमें. ठीक है, तो इट्स काइंड ऑफ विंडो ड्रेसिंग दैट इज बेसिकली बीइंग डन. होता है ना?
जी सर.
जी सर.
इसको भी क्रिएटिव अकाउंटिंग बोले ना.
ऑब्वियसली सर.
आप
पे कोई लॉ बनना चाहिए.
उस पे भी लॉ बनना चाहिए जो है ना उसमें. अब
सर सारी मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन होती.
मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन
हमें समझ आ गई, लड़कियों को समझ नहीं आई.
वो डिपेंड करता है कि किस हद तक मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन हुई है जो है ना उसमें. ठीक है ना, कोई फेयर रिप्रेजेंटेशन हुई है या उसकी मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन हुई है जो है ना उसमें. ठीक है, लेकिन चले फेयर और जो है ना वो जो है ना मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन की बात तो हर ठीक है, फ्रॉडुलेंट एक्टिविटी तक बात नहीं जानी चाहिए जो है ना उसमें. ठीक है, कि उसके बाद जो है ना वो बिल्कुल पहचानने से जो है ना इनकार कर दें, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. ठीक है. Then reliable and honest basically means that the financial statements are properly audited, that auditors have gone through the books of accounts and they have verified that the books of accounts which have been prepared are properly prepared and all the accounting policies and standards have been followed and it is compliant with the laws, rules and practices. But again, there are certain rooms within the accounting standards which are used by the managers and they play with those rooms to get their desired results that we will discuss later on in this chapter also. The financial statements that are being prepared, these financial statements, there are certain functions of these financial statements. Some of these functions includes the information function, that all the information related to the business organization are presented to the stakeholders of the business organization. Generally, these statements are called as general purpose financial statements. Why they are called as general purpose financial statements? Any idea?
सर बेसिकली ये सब के लिए प्रेजेंट हुई होती हैं.
Very good.
ऑल स्टेक होल्डर का मतलब ये है कि वो शेयर होल्डर भी है, वो आपका क्रेडिटर भी हो सकता है, सबके लिए. तो किसी ना किसी वे में आपकी कंपनी के साथ एसोसिएटेड होते हैं, इसलिए इन्हें जनरल पर्पस फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट कहा जाता है.
Very good. Financial statements are not specific purpose, means these are not prepared for any specific stakeholder of the business organization. Rather, these are prepared for all the stakeholder of the business organization. It means that as an investor, if I want to evaluate you can say the profit or loss situation of the business organization, I'm more interested in how much of the profit that has earned by the business organization, that information will be available. As a lender, if I want to evaluate the creditability of the business organization, I want to find out that what are the total liabilities and what is the investment of the equity holders. I can get that information from the financial statements of the business organization. In the same way, as a lender, I would like to know that what is the cash payment ability of the business organization. So I can look at the cash flow statement, I get the information from that. So these are the general purpose financial statement, means these are the statements which are prepared for all the stakeholders of the business organization. All the stakeholders can benefit from these statements which have been presented. Then the control function means the board of directors, when they have the financial information available, which is being presented by the management or the top management of the business organization, they can basically have their checks and balances on that particular information. And then again, the owners of the business organization, they have made investment in the business organization. They want to know about the affairs of the business organization, because when these corporations are basically established, they are established as going concern. So going concern means they would continue to operate for an indefinite period of time. But as an investor, I would not wait for indefinite period of time that how much profit or loss would be earned on my particular investment. I would like to have the information, ready information after a specific period of time, that on my investment, that how much of the profit has been earned by me, or how much of the loss has been suffered by the business organization. And then these financial statement basically helps the management to plan for the future. Based on the current information, the company basically plans for the upcoming time period. Basically, when we talk about the finance, one of the important function is that the forecasted financial statements will be prepared on the basis of the information that we get from the financial statements. In the same way, the different, you can say, the ratios or the fundamental analysis that has been done. For example, the industry requirement or industry trend is that the current ratio should be, let's suppose, 1.5 ratio 1. It means that your current assets should be 1.5 times of your current liabilities. But let's suppose your company, your business organization is having a current ratio of, let's suppose, 1 ratio 1. So it means that as compared to industry, you are at a little bit lesser, you are performing comparatively less better as compared to the industry, or as per the industry average, you are performing below par. So in that situation, what you can do is you can perform well in the future, or your management can plan that how can you improve the current ratio or the liquidity position of the business organization. So the planning function can be done with the help of these financial statements. Then these financial statement basically helps us in instrument rating, means the shares or the bonds that are being traded. With the help of these financial statements, the credit worthiness ability of the business organization can be evaluated. तो जिस तरह हम क्या करते हैं, डिफरेंट सिक्योरिटीज हैं उनकी क्रेडिट रेटिंग्स करते हैं, तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की क्रेडिट रेटिंग्स होती हैं. इसी तरीके से we can also do the credit rating of the different instruments. Equity instruments means the shares of the business organization, or the debt instruments means the bonds of the business organization. तो वो जो AAA rating है, AA rating है, so those credit ratings can be assigned to the different securities based on the debt paying ability of the business organization. In the same way, as an investor, you have made investment in the business organization. You have bought the securities of the business organization. So later on, you have to decide whether you should buy, as an investor, you should buy the securities of this particular business organization, you should sell those securities, or you should hold these securities to get the benefits in the future. So whatsoever decision that you are going to make regarding the buy and hold or buy or sell decision, that will be based on the information that is provided by the financial statements. Then the pricing or valuation of the company, if there is an acquisition that is going to take place, or there is a merger that is expected. So for what value we will acquire this particular company, and if we merge, then what would be the total value of this business organization that can be estimated through the financial statements of the business organization. But the key issues is, why would the management want its financial statements to be untrue? ये जो भी हम बात कर रहे थे कि there should be true and fair representation, but sometime these financial statements not truly presented जो है ना उसमें. So what are the basic reasons behind it? Why would my management want its financial statements to be untrue? क्यों management चाहेगी?
सर ताकि डिविडेंड कम देना पड़े, इन्वेस्टर ज्यादा आए.
ठीक है, one possible reason is that the
स्टेटमेंट होती है ना आपकी, वो
Sorry, Shaban, we cannot hear you.
पीरियड ऑफ टाइम के लिए ना मैनेजमेंट की परफॉर्मेंस शो करती है वो करने के लिए
Sorry, Shaban, you are
सर
not
जो
audible.
क्योंकि
टाइम पीरियड में वो
प्रोफेशनल लोग हार्ड
बेटर शो करने के लिए जो है ना वो मिसरिप्रेजेंट हेलो
जी जी
सर ताकि
जी,
टैक्स
सर।
कम पे करना पड़े, शेयर प्राइस इंक्रीज हो, डिविडेंड कम पे करना पड़े, ये
सर
रीजन
जो
हो सकते हैं।
इनकम स्टेटमेंट होती है ना वो कंपनी की एक पीरियड ऑफ टाइम के लिए फाइनेंशियल परफॉर्मेंस को शो कर रही होती है मैनेजर्स की मैनेजमेंट की, तो वो अपनी परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी शो करने के लिए मिसरिप्रेजेंट करते हैं इनकम स्टेटमेंट में
Okay, one possible
गलत तरीके
reason,
से, ताकि उनके जो पर्क्स हैं वो
ठीक है, very rightly said that in order to get their more
इनके सर
personal
दो
benefits.
दो वजूहात होती हैं
जी जी
सर, दो फैक्टर्स होते हैं. वन इज मैनेजमेंट इज इंटरेस्टेड इन हाइडिंग द correct state financial position. Second is sometimes board of directors is interested not to show exact figures. अभी दोनों की सिचुएशन डिफरेंट होती है. मैनेजमेंट चूंकि प्रोफेशनल लोग हार्ड होते हैं, they like to show their performance. If they show their performance, company is doing well, they get the extra benefits in terms of dividends, in terms of pay raise, etc. On the other hand, if company is not performing well, तो उनको बेनिफिट मैनेजमेंट पे कम हो जाते हैं, उनको डिविडेंड नहीं मिलेगा, बोनसेस नहीं मिलेंगे. तो दिस इज द रीजन management is often interested to show good results. On the other hand, board of directors sometimes is not interested to show good result because whatever they get, they have to pay taxes for that. They try to consume the amount in their running expenses and things like that. Thanks.
Okay, one rightly said there could be different possibilities from the perspective of the management and board of directors. But generally, the management, if they are not holding the shares of the company, they won't get dividend out of the mismanagement of the company. They can get it in the form of the bonuses or the other perks and the benefits. And there could be another possibility that there is a market pressure. There is a strong investor sentiment that's going on that the company would pay higher dividend in this particular year. So if the market pressures are there, in order to meet or beat those market expectations, the managers have to play with the numbers, because if they don't meet the expectations of the, you can say the investors or the market, then obviously the market can penalize them. For instance, in the last year, the company paid huge dividends. In the coming year, the shareholders are also expecting that a company would be paying more dividends. But if the company is unable to meet the expectation of the market, maybe the people would get, you can say, dissatisfied or unhappy with the decision of the management. And instead of holding their investment, they may sell off their investment and they may move towards the other business organization. So these could be the possible reason for which what happens, that the management has to play with the numbers. And one another aspect rightly said, that there could be tax reasons also, that the company want to have tax benefits or tax aversion. So instead of showing the true and fair representation, the company may want to go towards the untrue performance of the business organization. But all these things that have been mentioned, it appears that in all the ways, in all the situations, the management is always trying to benefit itself, or the management is always trying to get benefit out of this misrepresentation. So what do you think, that it is a necessary evil that has to be done, or there could be situation that in which that it is a required situation where the management has to play with these numbers? Or in other words, we can say that is it always the bad intention of the management because of which they are
Sir,
doing with these things?
सर बैड इंटेंशन ही होती सब ये रिक्वायरमेंट भी होती है परफॉर्मेंस को मेंटेन करने के लिए।
ठीक है।
इसमें सर if it's relevant, perhaps it may be relevant. About 8 years ago,
जी जी
जब प्रेसिडेंट ओबामा अमेरिका के प्रेसिडेंट बने तो उन्होंने बहुत सारी कंपनी अमेरिका की जो they were about to form package दिया जाए, bailout package, and perhaps General Motors was one of them, followed by Boeing. तो प्रेसिडेंट ने जब उनका रिव्यू किया, उनके यस इनको बुलाया जाए, तो कंपनी का जो प्रेसिडेंट था, ये कंपनी लॉस में जा रही है, दे आस्किंग फॉर बेल आउट पैकेज, और चार्टर्ड एयरक्राफ्ट में आया। बहरहाल उन्होंने जस्टिफाई किया तो पैकेज उसको दे दिया गया। जब वो वापस गए तो उन्होंने जाके बोनसेस अनाउंस कर दिए, मैनेजमेंट को बोनस दिए, सबको जो जो उसमें इफेक्टेड लोग थे। ऑन दिस थिंग प्रेसिडेंट गॉट इरिटेटेड, उसने एक दफे ये पब्लिक मनी मेरे से इन्होंने पैकेज लिया बेल आउट पैकेज के तौर पे, दूसरी तरफ इसने जाके बोनस दे दिए, तो पंच द कंपनी मैनेजमेंट, President Obama, he laid heavy taxes on their income. This was a very interesting international issue for some time in media. मेरा ख्याल कुछ को शायद याद भी हो। Thank you, sir.
Thank you जी जी बिल्कुल। Sometime it happens that this is done with the bad intention, or these are basically